Hello everyone, I was at the bar, you might be able to tell. They said no props, I wanted to bring it up, but it's not a prop, it's a crutch, so. As I was walking in, this isn't related to the story, but as I was walking in here, some guy was walking ahead of me with noise-canceling headphones on, and as he was walking in front of me, he farted. And I wanted to be like, sir, that's not how these things work. So, rhymes with luck. Obviously, my mind went right to fuck, and I like fuck because it's such a versatile word. It can be it can't be a pronoun. It can be a noun. It can be an adjective. It can be a verb. It can be all these things. But no matter what part of speech it is, you should never say it in front of your Irish Catholic mother, and never direct it squarely at her either. And I learned that the hard way. So. Underneath this kind of shield of self-confidence that I have is a crippling self-doubt and neuroticism, and that's because I went to an all-boys school from kindergarten through 12th grade, and it was a very great school. I was lucky to go there, but it was the type of school where you don't pick, you get to a good college and then you're either a lawyer or a banker or whatever. Passions, really, passions. And it's also a dog-eat-dog school. I mean, it's kind of, if you're not funny or picking on people, you're the one getting picked on. So I was always more towards the bully side of the spectrum. And I was always kind of the one in class causing the trouble but never getting caught for it. I was kind of like the Frank Underwood of boys' school humor. And like Frank, I needed to supplant my reputation somehow. So senior year, I ran for student body president, and at an all-boys school this was somewhat of a big deal. It's obviously not a big deal now, but and I wasn't running to institute any sweeping legislative reforms to recess or detention or anything, but I just wanted to get up and give a good speech, a funny speech to make people laugh, my friends laugh, and not get caught. Similar vein. So I get up and give my speech and I make jokes about classes and people and teachers and students and myself. I remember one joke I told was about, I said my first car in high school was a PT Cruiser. I upgraded, I have a Hummer now, but it's a minivan. And I said that my parents liked the PT Cruiser because of the great fuel economy, but also it was a great form of birth control. These are the type of jokes. It did better in high school, so thankfully. So I ended up getting voted in, and I mean, as I learned quickly, the powers of a student body president are very, you're a figurehead. It's like the Queen of England. You have very little powers. But one power that I did have was being in charge of that we had a big rivalry weekend, and I was in charge of designing a T-shirt that would be worn by everyone to the big rivalry weekend. So this was somewhat of a cool thing. And previous years, the T-shirts were very boilerplate. They were very safe, and I wanted to really go for it and be as crass and as crude as possible. So we designed the shirt, and so on the front left of the shirt, we made a bull, which is our school's mascot. But it wasn't a normal bull. The bull's tail closely resembled the male genitalia just because we thought it would be funny. And of course we made the tail huge, like it was sprawling all over the shirt. On the back, so one good dick joke, right? Really mature. And on the back we did one of those Visa, MasterCard type ads, like the, flight home for Christmas, $400, cab from the airport, $30, being home with family, priceless. But we did our own version where we did 6 lines, and it's formed in a cross stick, where each line, the first letter, forms a word of itself. And the word that it spelled was fuck EA, which was our rival. So now we have a dick joke and fuck on there. And the third joke was this was the real thinker of the shirt. You had to dig deep for this. It was the dollar amounts on the ad, the fake ad, all added up conveniently to $69.69. And so, in order to pay for these shirts, we needed to have a big school dance to, and we charged $10 for an admittance to the dance. And so the night of the dance comes, and I'm nervous, because this shirt was paid for on borrowed money. A dick joke, a 69 joke. This was the school paid for this, so I really needed for this dance to be a success. And of course, it was a huge failure. We were $1,000. We owed $1,000 for these shirts. It was like a Lehman Brothers banker, which would have been a more topical joke at the time of the story. But so the dance happened, and instead of dealing with it the night after, I just went and got drunk with my friends, and my mom picked me up the next day. And moms have this great ability to kind of pepper their sons when they're cripplingly hungover. And my mom's favorite technique is playing this 21 questions. So she was going, hey, how was Peter's? What were you doing? What did you guys drink? How was the dance? Blah, blah, blah. And I turned and I looked my mom dead in her Irish Catholic eyes, and I said, please, Mom, shut the fuck up. And that was it. Thank you.